Hey everyone, I want to do another cartridge comparison between the infamous 6.5 Creedmoor and the 308 Winchester. I'm sure this is the thousandth video that's been done on it, but I wanted to do very hard numbers, very objective, show you very clearly what the big difference is. A lot of people are fans of the 308 because it's a 308 caliber. People don't like the 6.5 Creedmoor, probably because it's become so popular. But here's the numbers to make it really easy to see why the 6.5 Creedmoor is popular and what the difference is. To begin, we're going to look at velocity. Velocity, almost the same. The 308 quickly drops off because we know that's going to have a worse ballistic coefficient. Ballistic coefficient is everything, but it means a lot when you go to distance. It's very clear that the 6.5 Creedmoor with the 147 ELD match bullet has a lot better ballistic coefficient as it goes out to range. 1,000 yards is a pretty obvious range for people to look at because it's kind of this benchmark on can you shoot 1,000 yards, what happens at 1,000 yards, so that's the farthest that I've gone. With this graph, you can see just how far the 308 drops in velocity versus the 6.5 Creedmoor. Now we look at energy. Energy, you think, goes to the 308 all day long. It's a bigger gun. But when you start looking at 400 yards, it's almost the same. And actually, the 6.5 Creedmoor has more energy on target, or potential energy, than the 308. The 308 has started to lose so much velocity that it no longer carries the same energy. So even though at close ranges it carries quite a bit more, when you start to go out a little bit to distance, the energy of the 6.5 Creedmoor is better than the 308. You can see in the graph what the difference is out to 1,000. Lastly, if we look at windage, windage is really hard to compensate for. It's one of the best skills to learn if you're shooting for longer distance. At short distance, it doesn't make the biggest difference, but it can still throw your shot off. We can see again, the 308 underperforms. It's going up, which means there's more windage correction to be made than the 6.5 Creedmoor. The 6.5 Creedmoor carries more velocity, carries more energy, and is less affected by the wind. So almost 6 MOA versus 8.5 MOA, the 6.5 Creedmoor outperforms 308 yet again. So we see that 6.5 Creedmoor factory loading wins in windage. It carries more energy at distance and carries more velocity at distance. You can see if you're following the 2,000 feet per second to have your bullet function, you're going to get an extra 100 yards for the 6.5 Creedmoor. If you're worried about the energy for elk and deer, it looks about the same at 400 for elk, but when people talk about 1,000 foot-pounds of energy, you're going to get another 100 yards for the 6.5 Creedmoor. After looking at these numbers, it's pretty obvious why the 6.5 Creedmoor has become so popular. If there's anything that I missed or considerations that we should be looking at, anything else that you'd like to see, maybe go past 1,000 yards, even though that's a pretty common benchmark, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.